Tell me how you first learned or came to know about Hospitality House.
I first learned about Hospitality House through calling 211.
I'd heard it via the grapevine in the greater larger community, and then it came to us officially because we had to vote to approve the location.
I knew about Hospitality House from the inception.
I lived very close to it, and one of my sweet elderly neighbors came around and wanted me to sign a petition against it right when it was first getting started.
Messengers come in the strangest form. I go to Easy Does It AA Hall here in Burien, and a guy came in, he had relapsed and he was drunk. And we were standing there talking about how I didn't have a place, and I had prayed and prayed, and he walked up and he said, "You should try Hospitality House."
I had a friend who worked here. She said that the night staff person was going to be leaving and I should apply.
I was out of work since May 11th of 2009, and I stayed in my apartment. I had my own housing, but it became clear that I needed to get out of there so that I would not become evicted, and that's when I called a Hospitality House. And I called here, and within 2 weeks I had a bed, exactly 3 days before I would have been evicted.
I responded to a job opening.
I got started in Hospitality House when a friend of mine was going to be giving up her spot as the meal coordinator for the house. I looked at that as an opportunity to do something.
I'm trying to go to school, and I was staying with my parents, but they both passed away last year. I don't really have any family up here. I don't really know anybody, and so I called 211. I'm actually glad I found this place. I'd be staying in my car.
Tell me what you think about Hospitality House today.
When I think of Hospitality House, I'm proud that it's in this place. I'm proud that I'm the pastor of the church that gets to house the ministry.
I had a misconception about shelters. I just had a picture of a real dormitory, not homey at all. But when I came here, there was a hominess, a welcoming hominess.
We're the only women's shelter in South King County that's just for women. We're also one of the only shelters that provides 90 days temporary housing, individualized case management for all the women that come in. And our success rate is about 65%. The people that come through the program stay in secure housing after they leave.
Human services is something that's important to me as a public function, and there really are no shelters outside Seattle. So being able to get one was important to me.
When I first got here, by the time the women's 3 months was up here, we could almost guarantee that we would get them into some sort of transitional housing. And today that's not true.
We get people from all over, from Seattle to Tacoma. We are funded by a number of small cities along the way, but we do get a number of people from Seattle, and we don't get any funding from Seattle.
This would be the place that I would want to pick because I don't have to worry about my safety as much here versus downtown Seattle.
Every day I'm reminded that it is a very community-driven effort. I initially thought it was a very small organization, and actually it's far-reaching into all of these cities in the South King County.
What measures success?
My success measure would be if a woman comes into the house and she takes advantage of the opportunities that are there and she works with the staff that we have. Success to me would be that person moves into permanent housing of some kind and essentially goes on with her life.
Our women are members of the community. Most of the women we serve come from South King County. They're living in the community. They may be living on the street in the community. And by bringing them in, then they have a home in the community.
Tell me, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I will probably be working overseas, probably have a degree in nursing. I already hold a degree in business. I will be married. I might have children.
Counseling women in domestic violence.
Honestly, I really don't know. I'm just trying to put one foot in front of the other right now because I have a lot going on at once.
Owning my own business, that's what I'm working on now. It's going to be a diabetic bakeries cafe. That's already got my names, sugar-free edibles.
Where would you like to see Hospitality House in 5 years?
Well, I'd certainly like to see it be bigger than it is.
I'd almost like to see it double in size but maintain its kind of cozy homeness.
I would like to see women being able to stay longer.
I would like to see the program expanded. I would like for us to be able to handle more than 9 women at a time. We turn away between 40 and 70 women a month, and that's heartbreaking.
Is there something that you would like people to hear that I have not asked you?
If I could say to people, there is no reason for you to shun these people. There's no reason for you to be afraid of this kind of an environment, come and get involved, even if it's to bring a macaroni casserole.
Maybe the volunteers, who bring food, and the people who stay overnight, and everyone who's involved in Hospitality House, maybe they don't hear enough from us that we really are so appreciative, because we come in and then here comes this food and more food and more food, and they always make sure they bring us treats. It's just amazing.
Every day I'm at the house, I realize that there isn't a those people, it's just people. And these women could be any of us. They could be your sister, they could be your friend, they could be me.
I look nice. I have my makeup on. It's the same mineral makeup I wore 3 months ago. People have a really hard time comprehending that I could possibly be homeless. You don't look homeless. The face of homelessness is changing.
I called this my journey from homelessness. There's renewal and freedom. The freedom to be yourself, take care of yourself. The freedom to start over, build that foundation. As a friend of mine puts it, now she knows that through her journey that she can live on her own again.
I turned what could have been a very negative experience because of where I was in my life into a very positive, because the day I moved into Hospitality House was the last day I ever took a drink.
Anybody want to share good news or share, ask for support or?
I have an apartment.
Yay, Tiffany. We're so happy. Amazing. I'm thinking, did you find one carrying a piece of foil?